What is up, team? We're back in the garage. We're taking a break from practice today to do a little bit of work on the MC125. We have a race coming up in 2 weeks. We're gonna do some maintenance and some modifications to the bike today. That will include changing our gearing, new chain, new oil, clean our air filter, fresh spark plug, maybe an air box modification, skid plate, and we got to add some numbers to it as required by the race organizer for the cross-country hard enduro style race that I will be participating in. We're also going to fix a couple things that we've broke or bent or cracked while practicing, and then we're going to get back on the bike, get some more seat time. So stay tuned. We'll run through getting this thing prepped and ready to go. All right, guys, step one. While doing my pivot turns, I broke my back fender because I don't have good brake control. So we're gonna fix this. We're gonna do a stitch on it. There's no point in changing this back fender out before the race because there's a very good chance that I'm gonna break it again. So we're just gonna do a stitch on it. I'll show you how to do that, but basically we're gonna drill a hole here at the end of the crack to keep it from spreading. A hole a little bit bigger than the crack. And then we're gonna stagger holes on either side of it and we'll stitch it together with zip ties. I have some red ones, but they're kind of small. So we'll see red versus black, which one works better. But that's the plan, so we're gonna get started on that. All right, guys, we got the number plate off. We are gonna add one more zip tie right here. Try and give it a little bit more rigidity. And then we have a fresh spark arrestor to take this place of the old muffler. All right guys, we got the new spark arrestor put on. Now let's do a little bit of maintenance work. We're gonna remove and clean the air filter and then probably add some extra ventilation to the air box cover. All right guys, the operation for cleaning this filter is really pretty easy. We're gonna take it off of the filter cage and then we're gonna put it in a 1 gallon Ziploc baggie that has some premixed gasoline in it. Now we're gonna go set it out in the sun and we'll let it dry out and then we will reapply our filter oil. All right guys, so this is our air box cover and you can buy them aftermarket. They have holes in them and this portion right here is cut out to let more air in. I think that we're just gonna drill some holes in it and see if we get any kind of performance enhancement. It's supposed to let more air in, and on the 125s, the way they're set up with the plastics and bodywork, apparently they're starving for air. So we're gonna give her some more. All right guys, so I covered it in blue painter's tape to try and keep the factory decal from ripping. And then I kind of roughed out where I want my holes to be in a pattern that I kind of like. And obviously you guys can do whatever you want, but this is what I saw. Some of the ones that you purchase look kind of similar to this. All right guys, we got our basic holes drilled. I'm gonna go hit it with a file to clean up the edges. We'll peel the tape off and see how it looks. All right guys, got them filed up and pulled the tape off. It's not perfect. Obviously the one that you buy for 40 bucks would be perfect. Team, we're waiting for the filter to finish drying up and we'll get it lubed and back in. But while we're waiting, let's go ahead and pull this chain off and we're gonna change our front sprocket for a little bit lower gearing. Factory gearing on this bike is a 13 tooth front sprocket. We're gonna go down to a 12. And these bikes actually had a recall on the chain when they were new and I've never had mine replaced. And I don't want it to break on me and get stuck somewhere, so we're gonna swap it out for a fresh one. All right guys, before you remove your chain, I would put your bike in gear and get this nut loose. If you take the chain off, it's gonna take away a little bit of your holding power. Cool. We'll get the chain guard off, get the chain loose, and we'll pull that front sprocket. All right guys, so we're going from a 13 down to a 12. As you can see the size difference on it. The factory 13 is maybe a little bit lighter. It's probably pretty close though. Okay, I always put my master lock in from the back. And I always put my clip pointing with the open side backwards. That way if it catches on anything, it won't come apart.
All right, team, that is gonna do it for bike prep. We've got a race coming up in about 3 days, so I'm gonna do some riding, but quick review on what we got accomplished today. Let's see, we did spark plug, air filter box lid, transmission fluid, a Chirby's skid plate, sprocket, chain, spark arrestor, and I'm gonna go wash this thing up. Oh, we threw some numbers on it because I have to have those. I'm gonna go wash this thing up. We're gonna soak it down in some SC1, get it nice and shiny and glossy, and we'll be ready for race day. If you wanna see how the race goes, you wanna see the next couple days worth of practice, then please subscribe to the channel so you don't miss something. It will fix your algorithm, it will fix our algorithm. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you soon.